Hey everyone, it's me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel and the Catechism for Kids series. Have you ever been to a Catholic Mass and noticed some women wearing a beautiful lace covering on their heads? It's often called a chapel veil or a mantilla. It might have made you curious. Why are they doing that? Is it a rule? What does it mean? Well, today, we're going to explore the beautiful and profound meaning behind this ancient Catholic tradition. It's a story not just about a piece of lace, but about reverence, love, and a deep connection to the sacred. So, let's start with the most important point. Wearing a veil is not about fashion, and it's no longer a requirement in the Catholic Church. It's a personal choice, a devotion that a woman makes from her heart. The primary reason for veiling is to show profound reverence and awe for Jesus, who Catholics believe is truly and substantially present in the Eucharist. Think about it. In the Catholic tradition, we often veil things that are sacred. The tabernacle, which holds the consecrated Eucharist, is covered with a veil. The chalice used during Mass is also traditionally veiled. By veiling herself, a woman is participating in this tradition of honoring the sacred. She is acknowledging that she is in a holy place, standing before God Himself. It's a physical way of saying, "I recognize your presence, Lord. I am humbled before you." This act of veiling is deeply rooted in history and Scripture. The tradition can be traced all the way back to St. Paul's first letter to the Corinthians. He wrote, "A woman ought to have a veil on her head, as a sign of her dignity before the angels." For centuries, this was interpreted as a directive for women to cover their heads during prayer. In 1917, the practice became an official requirement under what's called the Code of Canon Law. So, for a very long time, if you went to a Catholic church, you would see nearly all the women wearing some kind of head covering, whether it was a veil or a hat. However, things began to change in the 1960s and 70s, especially after a major event in the Church called the Second Vatican Council. Cultural shifts were happening all over the world, and inside the Church, there was a move to simplify some practices. When a new Code of Canon Law was issued in 1983, the rule requiring women to wear a head covering was removed. This meant it was no longer mandatory. The decision was left up to the individual woman. For a while, the practice became much less common. But what's fascinating is that in recent years, we've seen a resurgence of this tradition, especially among younger generations. So, why are women today, without any rule forcing them, choosing to embrace veiling? For many, it's a way to deepen their spiritual focus during Mass. The veil acts as a physical reminder that they are stepping out of the ordinary world and into a sacred time and space. It can help to block out distractions, encouraging a more inward and prayerful state of mind. It's a bit like putting on a uniform for prayer, signaling to your own body and soul that it's time to be still and focus entirely on God. As the psalmist says, "Be still and know that I am God." The veil can be a tool to help achieve that stillness. Another beautiful layer of meaning is the connection to the Blessed Virgin Mary. In nearly every painting, statue, and depiction of Mary, she is shown wearing a veil. For Catholics, Mary is the ultimate model of humility, purity, and perfect submission to God's will. By wearing a veil, some women feel a special connection to her, seeking to imitate her virtues and her profound yes to God. It's a way of saying, like Mary, "I want to be a humble servant of the Lord." It's an outward sign of an inward desire to live a life of faith and devotion, reflecting her dignity as the Mother of God. The choice of veil itself can also carry meaning, though the rules are much more fluid today. Traditionally, you might have seen unmarried women wearing white or light-colored veils as a symbol of purity, while married women wore black or darker colors to symbolize their marital status. Today, those distinctions are not strict at all. Women choose colors and styles from intricate Spanish-style mantillas to simple scarves or even hats based on what helps them pray and what they find beautiful. It's all about the intention behind the act. The color white is often associated with baptism, purity, and the sacred, which is why it remains a popular choice for all women. So, what about everyone else? If veiling is such a beautiful sign of reverence, what can boys, men, or women who don't feel called to veil do to show reverence at Mass? The good news is, there are so many ways. It all comes back to the heart. We can show reverence by genuflecting, bending our knee toward the tabernacle when we enter and leave the church. We can participate actively in the prayers and the singing. We can listen intently to the readings and the homily. We can maintain a prayerful silence before and after Mass. And most importantly, we can receive the Eucharist with the utmost love and respect. The Church teaches that what matters most is our internal disposition, our love for Jesus. Ultimately, the chapel veil is a powerful symbol. It's a visual sermon about sacredness, humility, and the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. For the women who wear it, it's not a statement of being holier than thou, but rather a personal, prayerful response to God's love. It's a way to physically express the awe and wonder that fills their hearts when they stand before their King. Whether a woman veils or not, the call for all Catholics is the same: to approach God with a humble and loving heart, ready to receive the incredible gift of Himself in the Mass. It's a beautiful tradition that invites all of us, veiled or not, to reflect on how we can deepen our own reverence for the sacred mysteries of our faith. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this beautiful topic. I hope it gave you a new perspective and something to think about. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the Catholic faith in a simple and joyful way, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy. God bless you always, and we'll see you in the next video.